Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long. I'm so happy that you're here. You know, this is a travel show, right? We said it right in the name. I just don't want anyone to be disappointed by what we're about to talk about. And we're going to talk about travel. And I'm really happy you joined us. I really am. I'm here with my co-explorer, Amy Long.
Hi.
She's just eyeballing me here off camera. I know you can't see her, but she just...
Sometimes you ramble.
Ramble? I'm a rambling man.
What are we talking about today?
We are talking about Seattle. Seattle, Washington. A wonderful city to go visit. So much to see. It has so many iconic landmarks and attractions, and the food is phenomenal. And if you are a fan of things like, I don't know, martial arts, the UFC, Kung Fu of any kind, you probably owe a little bit to Seattle with its Bruce Lee connection. And they pay a lot of homage to the dragon in their city, which, you know, namely they should. And it's wonderful to just, I am a huge Bruce Lee fan, and I love going there and seeing the museums and things like that. So we're going to get into all of it. Hopefully you'll find some great places that you'll write down. You know, one of our listeners wrote in and said, hey, every time we listen to your show, I have a pen and paper and we like write down the places. And I'm like, that's good, because oftentimes I forget to put it like the list of the things. I feel so bad. Oops, my bad, dog. So hopefully we'll give you some great places to go see next time you're there. Or if it's your first time, we will hit some touristy spots. But if you're able to move around the city, we'll get to that too. So I know Seattle is pretty high on your list of like favorite places to go because of one key stop every single time we hit the city. And it has to do with chocolate.
Yes. My favorite chocolatier in the world, and we've had chocolate in several countries, but my favorite is based in Seattle.
Yeah.
I love this chocolate so much that last year for my birthday, you ordered from this place and had truffles shipped down to Vegas for me because I love this. Specifically, the champagne truffles. So if you go to the chocolate market, you have to try the champagne truffles.
They are good. They're very good. Yeah. What else? I mean, it's not just the champagne ones.
Oh, I mean, I like so many of them. Last time, I think we got a box of, or 2 dozen boxes. That sounded like a lot. 2 dozen boxes, and one was all champagne truffles, and the other was just assorted because there isn't a bad one in there. I just love the champagne one so much. I wanted a lot of those, but so many good ones.
I was going to wait until our culinary segment to really talk about that, but you kind of tackled it. I mean, it is a great spot to, well, I mean, if you just enjoy, what do they call them? Confections?
Chocolate confections, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure. I just stuff them in my mouth. So it's a really great stop. And it's down by the market, the Pike Place Market, which is, you know, super famous. You can go down there, and there's the little fish stall, you know, and they throw fish around. And it's great. Everyone stops, and you can tell the tourists because we're all filming it, but no one's buying a fish because where the hell would you cook this thing?
They do ship those fish, though.
They do?
But back to the chocolate market. It's on Post
God.
Alley. No, just for people to know, it's on Post Alley, which is this cute little alleyway that's lined with stores and restaurants and bars and all kinds of fun stuff. Okay,
these are the most obvious places, right? I mean, these are the tourist stops. And this is, I mean, I'm sure if you have friends or family in Seattle, they'll be like, hey, it wouldn't be a trip here if we didn't bring you down to the Pike Place Market, where you'll have what's the chocolate shop called again?
The Chocolate Market.
Yeah, I know. She's just looking at me all angry. The Chocolate Market is also the famous and very gross gum wall. You got to say that clearly. Gum wall.
It is gross.
It is gross. It's where people put a lot of gum. Did you know there's one in San Luis Obispo too?
You told me that. It just grosses me out that people go look at other people's chewed up gum. We went down there. We've been a few times. I can't get close to the wall. I don't want to look at the wall. It's not something fun for me, but it's probably one of the most Instagrammed places in Seattle.
But the Pike Place Market is also home. If you've never been, it's home to lots of different stalls. Some of them eateries, one of our favorite donut places. We will get to that one. And there's also a really cool, even if you just watch from the window, a cheese making shop we will get to. And if you are a coffee aficionado, like I pretend to be in my off hours, the very first Starbucks is in that same area. So it's just kind of one of those novelty things you can stop by. You can get like little pins and stuff that say, the very first Starbucks or whatever. Other than that, it's just a coffee shop.
Right. It is a coffee shop, but it does have specific merch to that location because it is the original Starbucks. But one of the things I love about Pike Place is there are so many different vendors. As you said, there's the vendors that are throwing the fish and they're like calling out, and it's fun. So people are crowded around taking video and pictures. And then sometimes they'll ask you, if you buy a fish, they'll ask you if you want to catch it. It's just a fun time.
And then they will chunk a fish at you.
They will. And then there's just a row of like florist stalls. You can go and pick up the most beautiful bouquets for like, $10 or something. It's just so lovely. We don't have anything like that here in Vegas, but there's so many other stalls too. Besides food and drink, there's just other craft type stalls, so you can wander around there for hours.
Yeah, people pay and they come in there and they, some are selling T-shirts, some are selling homemade jewelry. But I love the flower shop.
I do too.
I really do. I enjoy it.
They're making the bouquets right there in front of you.
It's just, and it smells so great.
It does.
Like just all of that is happening.
I remember last time we were there were two people playing violins, but they were wearing giant cat head things on their
They have an Instagram page somewhere. I will find it.
How could they know? Like, how could they see? They have this giant cat
eye holes in them.
But it was so big.
The guy, remember I put like $1 in the violin case and the guy like bowed to me, or whoever bowed to me, and I was like, okay, either that's good timing or you can see me.
Yeah.
Okay. I think he was a little kind of afraid because I had like powdered donut on my face too. So I probably looked really weird. So the Pike Place Market is probably where adventures begin, and I would say end because it is one of our morning routines if we stay near the downtown area to go grab donuts at our favorite donut place, a coffee, and really just kind of walk. Because the other side of the Pike Place Market is, there's little antique places, there's toy shops,
bookstores.
Bookstores and everything. So it's a really cool area to kind of hang out. And again, it's one of those areas that I'm sure that people who have lived in Seattle for a long time can kind of roll their eyes and go, this place or whatever. But for someone coming in from the outside, it is pretty unique.
Right. We don't have anything like that here.
Yeah. And I wish we did.
I do
but
too.
It's something that I think if we had it, we wouldn't appreciate it somewhere else. So
probably.
It's one of these places that's kind of interwoven into the community and the DNA of Seattle and who they are and how they represent to the larger, country at whole anyway. Not too far away from there are places such as the Art Museum, the Seattle Art Museum, which we walked around, and it's a beautiful museum.
It really is.
We actually spent
we spent most of a day there.
Amount of time there.
It did happen to rain that day, as it does frequently in Seattle. And so we went into the art museum and spent, 5 or 6 hours just wandering around.
Did we?
It was a long time. Hours? It was like most of the day.
Lord, did I just blank out somewhere? I don't remember spending 5 hours there. I thought maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours, but I guess that's the beauty of the Seattle Art Museum, is that I just was transported to a land of art or something. That's all. I can't remember. Yeah, okay. Well, other than that, it's a great area to just walk around, see some things. So keep it right here. We're talking all things Seattle. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. See you guys in just 1 second.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, your host, here with my co-explorer, Amy.
Hi.
We're coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. We always appreciate Trent and Lisa Keenan from Diamondback Land Surveying supporting our show. They are great pillars in our community, and they operate out of the entirety of the West Coast of the United States. So we appreciate their sponsorship and support. We're talking about Seattle, Washington, all the wonderful things you can do up there, all the things you can see. We'll get into some places that you can eat, even though we've already gotten to the chocolate market.
The chocolate market.
And one of our favorite donut places. They're there too. Right there in Pike Place Market. So we were talking about Pike Place, and you kind of naturally gravitate to, you can either walk a little bit further down from Pike Place and the piers on the water and go to where the big Ferris wheel thing is, and they have all kinds of little shops and everything down there, which is totally fine, and it's good, fun for the family. There's a carousel that is inside that little marketplace, and all of that stuff is well and good. It's a very tourist-friendly neighborhood to just kind of wander around. But we're going to take you off that, okay? Because I think once you get down there, that's all kind of self-explanatory. Once you walk into the Pike Place Market area, you'll see what you are going to see. But a little bit further north is the world-famous Space Needle.
Right.
The Space Needle opened in 1962. It's over 600 feet tall. It's part of the landscape and skyline of Seattle.
Right.
A lot of people go there every single day. And yes, it may be a little, it's like the Empire State Building or something,
right.
Thousands of people probably go there every single day. Again, if you live there, you're probably like, it's just the Space Needle. But
for people who don't live in Seattle, when you think of
really
Seattle,
amazing to see.
It's one of the first things you think of. So you have to go see it. And remember when we got there, we went up to the top, and you kind of walk around a bit of a lower level museum. It's kind of talking about the history of building it. Yeah. And then you end up taking an elevator to the top, and sections of the floor are glass. Yeah. So that you can look straight down. Not a fan. And you would not do it. You would not step on the glass.
Look, man. People are always, hey, we're overdue for things. And look, is someone going through that glass they're probably way overdue. I don't think it's ever happened. So that means they are way overdue.
Probably would not appreciate you saying that.
Look, I just don't want to be the one, because I am fluffy, and it would be me that goes right through all 84 panes of glass, or however much. It's a lot. It's very safe. No one's.
We have a picture of our daughter sitting on the glass. We would not have put our child on the glass if we didn't feel it was safe.
But there's not a picture of me sitting on the glass. No,
because you would not step on the glass. I'm a baby.
I'm not going to do that. It's like people who jump out of planes. Why would you jump out of a perfectly good plane?
For the fun of it.
Oh, my gosh. That is some white people stuff, jumping out of planes. So when you go to this Space Needle, that whole area is really cool.
It really is.
It's the arena that's down there. Climate Pledge Arena is kind of in that section, and it's all built up. And there's a place called the Armory that has a lot of food vendors inside of it. Lots of seating where you can go in there. And the cool thing is you can take the little metro over to it.
So the metro goes from that area back downtown near Pike Place Market. It's not quite at the market. Right. It's a few blocks up, but it's a quick metro ride, and metro's super cheap, couple of dollars each way. But the thing about the Space Needle area is there's multiple things down there. There is a Chihuly glass exhibit, like a garden where you can walk through these gorgeous glass sculptures, which from the Space Needle looking down, you can see some of it, but it's not the same looking down on it as it is being in it. Mm-hmm. But one of the other things down there that we really enjoyed, and we've done a couple of times, is the MoPop, the Museum of Pop Culture. Yeah. It's really neat.
It is. That's where you're going to learn about how like Seattle's past and how it gave birth to what we mentioned earlier, like grunge music and all of these different acts. So many that you forget that came up through Seattle And it wasn't just grunge music, but how it's influenced in all of these different genres. They got a really cool hip hop exhibit, and then just television and everything else. So it's modern pop history
culture,
and art culture. That is definitely worth the price.
Absolutely. Which we talk about these all the time, the City Pass in Seattle.
Yeah.
To get into the Mopop Museum and a few other places. Totally worth the price. We had our kids with us. They loved it. As teenagers, it's hit or miss on if they're going to have fun on a trip.
On anything.
Yeah. And this was definitely a highlight for them. They had a Jimi Hendrix exhibit. They had a Nirvana exhibit. As you said, there was a hip hop. They had multiple movie exhibits from different sci-fi movies, action movies. And then when we went, they also had a whole Disney costume exhibit, and it was like villain costumes, which was
I forgot about
cool.
that.
Yeah,
that was very interesting.
So they both had a lot of fun, and we spent a good chunk of the day in there too, really taking our time looking.
Was
at
it 5
everything.
hours?
No, it wasn't 5 hours.
Okay. I don't remember 5 hours in the end. But I will offer this though: if you are if you're looking at like, hey, man, maybe we've done the Space Needle, or maybe it's looking like crowded, because they do sell out of tickets. As far back as I remember, they do timed spacing and everything, because space people out, so there's not a big rush of people all at one time or whatever. But the Columbia Center like is pretty close to downtown Seattle. It is 76 stories tall. It's got a retail atrium. And it's got beautiful scenic views of the mountains and everything else. And they have a cafe on the 40th floor. So it's kind of the same thing. And it's a little bit taller. You kind of get a different, if you want pictures of the Space Needle in the background and everything, try the Columbia Center. And, you might avoid a lot of the crowds too, because the Space Needle is a popular place. So a good aside.
Yeah.
We went down to I really like just walking around there, because we've gone at different times during the year. In the wintertime, whenever there's, if you're a sports fan, the Seattle Kraken of the NHL played down there, and different teams. T-Mobile is
that's the opposite,
Mariners.
Yeah, but that's the opposite
That's
direction.
the opposite side. And right next door there is Lumen Field, which is where the Seattle Sounders and the Seahawks in the NFL play. So, like, if you're a sports fan, Seattle's got you covered, top to bottom as far as professional sports as well. But I really just liked walking around that little developed area, because it's like its own little ecosystem.
Right. And so much to do.
There's so much to do that you really can spend a number of hours, and it's, you feel safe. There's like a security presence and everything, so you can bring the kids and just kind of enjoy your time down there.
Yeah.
And, even though we live in Vegas and we are Vegas Golden Knights fans, I know you picked up some swag from the Kraken.
I got some Kraken swag. I hide it. I don't wear it during hockey season.
Oh, I don't know. That's heartbreak. Keep it right here. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, your host, here with my co-explorer, Amy.
Hi.
We're coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. We're talking about Seattle, Washington. Beautiful, rainy, wonderful Seattle.
It's not as rainy as people think it is, but it is kind of overcast a lot of the time.
I think that's a popular misconception. I mean, it does rain a good amount in Seattle, but it doesn't rain
all day, every day.
All day, every day, like
which
some people
was
think.
my perception of it going there. It was overcast most of the time. We've been there several times, and it's been kind of not sunny. But I have a friend that lives in Seattle. Our son now lives about an hour outside of Seattle, and I frequently hear how beautiful and sunny it is from them on days we are not there.
It's always those days. Because it wouldn't be an adventure with us if we didn't have to bring our umbrellas,
or buy an umbrella.
Or buy so many umbrellas. We were talking about the area around the Space Needle and how you can just go and enjoy some time down there. We covered Pike Place Market, all the different things to see and taste down there, including the gum wall. Go ahead and just lick it if you want to. I don't know.
Please don't lick it.
Don't tell them I told you to do it. I think every few years now they clean
scrape it
yeah,
off.
they completely clean it off because it's started
How
eating
gross
into the wall, man.
It's so gross.
I got to hit the folks up again in San Luis Obispo, California, because they also have a gum wall in their downtown, which San Luis Obispo is quite a bit smaller than Seattle, but they claim, now this is their claim, not me claiming, they claim that they had the gum wall first and that Seattle basically just kind of copied them.
Really?
That is their claim. Huh. I don't know if this is true. I've for some reason, I don't want that on my browser history, looking all of that up. But if you are in that area, one cool thing to do, if you can get around the city, I'm sure you could Uber or whatever. But in the warmer days around Seattle, you can take a trip over to the Lake Union. Mm-hmm. That's just a little short ways away, and rent a boat and go out onto the lake there. They have, and I'm not even joking here, they have hot tub boats.
I saw them. Yes.
Hot tub boats where you can rent a boat for a couple of hours. You can fit 5 or 6 people in each boat and just sit in a hot tub while floating on the lake, which sounds amazing. But there are all kinds of boat rentals and hot tub. There are multiple companies that do hot tub boat rentals.
Who thought of that? Who thought I'm going to take a boat and put a hot tub on it and then take people around the lake?
It's apparently the thing to do.
Next time we're there, we have to do that.
Yes.
Instead of a harbor tour, we're going to get in a hot tub. Of course, privately, because you don't want to be in a hot tub with people you don't know.
Those situations. Are you just like a Motel
I know
6?
you. No, I know you. Yeah. You're not going to get into a hot tub with other
why
people.
Would I? No.
But do you think they drain the water between?
Oh my God. I don't even want to think about that. I think I'd rather be a part of the gum wall. And sit. I mean, it's human stew. Anyway.
Let's talk about culture and history.
Speaking of the rich culture and history of Seattle, once you're done with that, you can move up near that area. We mentioned it a little short time at the beginning of the show, but Bruce Lee, the famous martial artist and action star from out of Hong Kong, had spent a lot of time in Seattle. There's a great deal of different museums and different stops that you can go on, so I won't get to every single one of them. But there are a couple of places if you are a fan of those movies, which I am a huge fan of Bruce Lee, or if you are a fan of like modern mixed martial arts or UFC or anything like that, it is a cool stop to see one of the, what they say, the father of mixed martial arts and that aspect and everything. 2 places I would highly recommend. One, you can go pay your respects at Bruce Lee's gravesite. And right next to him, tragically, his son Brandon died.
While filming a movie.
Mm-hmm. The Crow. Years ago and everything. But they are both buried side by side in Lakeview Cemetery. There is a little...
Like a gate?
Yeah, a little gated area where you can, kind of keep people out and away, but you can take pictures, pay your respect, do that sort of thing. Another place you can go visit is the Wing Luke Museum. I thought this was really cool because it's not just a museum about Bruce Lee. It is a museum more about the Asian culture, how it shaped the settlement around this area, the development of the Northwest's entirety, and its contributions to Seattle, and the food scene and the culture scene and everything else. The Wing Luke Museum dives into all of that, and it also has a special section for dedicated to Bruce Lee, I should say, that has a lot of his, personal. There were things like some of his report cards in school, letters that he had sent, that all donated by the Lee family and kept up to date and everything. And some of his personal artifacts, things from the movies and different things like that. It's just really cool to go see if you're a fan. And when we stood outside after we left there, I stood there for a moment, and you were like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was like,
a little emotional.
I know, as emotional as I get. I was just talking about hot tub boats, but I was standing there, and I was like, "It's really cool to think that, when you have like an icon like Bruce Lee, that you're standing there on the streets and kind of walking the streets that he walked." And so I was just kind of like, it's cool that he might have like walked by this shop every day off to practice or doing whatever he was doing. And we're just, in here now and doing what we're doing. So it is kind of one of those, I guess if you're nostalgic or whatever, it is very interesting to see.
I am not personally a huge Bruce Lee fan, but I did find the museum.
How do I know you?
Very. I did find the museum very interesting, and it was cool to see all his personal artifacts and like letters he'd written to his wife, and just his workout routine. I think he had it noted down on like a napkin or something. Like
insane,
you can see all these
too.
things. Yeah, it was really cool to see that, and then just to walk around the rest of the museum, and they had a lot of little depictions of things in glass cases to really like show you're not just seeing things on a wall, you're seeing like reenactments almost of like miniature type settlements. Right. It was really neat to see it, and it's just a really cool building also. Yeah.
And Bruce, of course, passed away in 1973, but they do have a lot of like you said, a lot of personal artifacts in there that you can go check out. It's very, very interesting. And in that neighborhood as well, pick a store because there's some great dim sum and different foods to go try in that neighborhood. You can't go wrong, honestly.
Right.
So I won't pick out any one in particular because you can point in a direction and just have a good time there. But one place I did want to mention was the Museum of History and Industry, which is kind of up near Lake Union as well. But it's just like Seattle's history, from basically its roots to tech. Seattle is a tech city. Like you say, people that work in the tech business, and they never let me meet their famous neighbors, even though I know that they have very famous neighbors, but that's okay. But like the artifacts from the Great Seattle Fire years ago and all these different things. So it's very cool to just kind of bring it all together if you are into the culture and history of Seattle, which everyone should be, right?
Yes, we should all be.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for you to, acknowledge that. So when we come back, though, we've talked about all the landmarks and iconic places. Let's get into some food. I know your favorite subject, right?
Love it.
Absolutely. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We're talking all things Seattle. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, your host, here with my co-host, Amy.
Hi.
We are coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. We are talking about all things Seattle, whether you've been there one time or 10 times. Hopefully, we're giving you some good stuff. We are talking about our adventures around town, which kind of stayed to the more touristy area. Now, I wanted to talk, I kind of debated about talking about getting out of the downtown area, and we've gone to Mariners games and, there by the fields and everything. But really, I think if it's your first or even a couple times, if you're a couple times, you're going to stick to a few
highlights,
specific areas and do the highlights. So that's what I'm kind of sticking to. But now we're into some of our favorite places to eat. And Seattle, right there on the water, you're going to have seafood. You're going to have your pick of places. Again, one of these things where you can just point a direction and you're going to find a seafood restaurant. You're going to find sushi. You're going to find a different culture, Asian and Vietnamese, and so much to choose from that it's almost impossible to get it down to a few select places.
Right. Which one of our favorite places to eat here in Vegas is Din Tai Fung. It is Taiwanese food.
Yeah.
And they only have a couple of locations on the West Coast. And we were just walking in Seattle downtown and happened to come across a Din Tai Fung. So we had to stop in.
That was a good surprise.
It was a very good surprise.
I actually thought it wasn't real because I think we were walking and it was already decently late. And it just popped up on my phone. I was like, this can't be right. Din Tai Fung in Seattle? Yes, Din Tai Fung in Seattle. Get out of here, man. It was so good.
It was so good.
And we paired that up with those champagne truffles that we talked about from the chocolate market earlier. And that was a delightful evening. I will say that. Wait, before we get into the food, though, I did forget, if you're with kids or if you're with marine biologists like our son is, or if you are me, you like aquariums. And Seattle has a really fun aquarium.
They do. They have a great aquarium.
And especially your favorite part.
So
he says sarcastically. Yes.
One of the things at the aquarium that they have is a giant octopus.
Yeah.
Which, when we say giant, that's its actual technical name.
That's a giant Pacific octopus. Yes.
And it's enormous.
Well, it's giant.
Yes, giant. And it's in a glass case inside the building. So the building itself is not very big, but they do have some areas outside where the animals are more in their regular habitat because it is right on the water.
Yeah.
But inside is the giant octopus. And he was all curled up in the corner, on a big rock, looking at everybody. And he saw you. And he was watching you. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then he kept moving his tentacle, almost like he was waving at you, but in a really creepy.
He was wanting
manner.
to make contact, man. I think he was warning me about something in the past or the future.
Yeah.
But he would not leave me alone when I moved to one side of it, and it's this cylinder aquarium thing. Obviously, we're in a giant aquarium, but he would just follow me around, and he would just look at me in my eyeball like I owed him money. He was about to start telling people my secrets. But
other than that, it was funny to watch him watching you. But it's a really nice aquarium. And the thing I love about it is they are very big on conservation.
Yeah.
And they've had a huge effort with saving the sea star, which we used to call a starfish, and we no longer call starfish. They are sea stars because they had noticed that these creatures, they were dying off in that area. And so they worked with the local community to save these. And so now they have a really big conservation effort. And it's just a really nice place to go. You can watch otters playing around, and they have seals and a few other things outside. But if you have kids or a big kid, take the time, go to the aquarium. If you get the city pass, it's one of the stops on the pass that's just included.
That sounds nice.
Transitioning to seafood.
Oh my God. What? Oh, you just hurt my heart. Well, anyway, yes. We've wow. How do you? That's a segue. We've mentioned the first Starbucks, which is at Pike Place Market. If you're in that area and you really like coffee as much as I like coffee, the chocolate market. We've mentioned several times your favorite place for truffles and things of that nature. The donut shop that we keep mentioning is Daily Dozen Donuts. And you need to get there early because if you don't, there is either going to be a long line that moves fast. They do move the line fast.
Or they sell out.
Or they sell out. And it's like mini donuts.
It's mini donuts, and you want to get the hot donuts that are just rolled in the cinnamon and sugar. They have other flavors, and they are fine. But to me, the hot ones are the best ones.
If you get anything other than that, you're just taking up stomach space.
Well, we did get the powdered sugar ones, and they were good, but just not as good as the cinnamon and sugar ones.
Yeah, when Amy eats these donuts, she makes animal noises, so you're going to want to move away from people too. Once you do that, but there's also the homemade cheese place I mentioned was Beecher's, which if you don't, because they got a big vat of like a donut, and they're like, I don't know.
The cheese curds.
Yeah, it's the cheese curds. They're making the cheese curds. And I don't know what the term is, but the guy like doing...
He's skimming it.
Is that what it's called? I didn't know. I was like, why does this guy got a rake? What is he? He's raking the cheese. I don't know. But that is really interesting to watch. And they actually have a candy shop down there. And if you go at the right time, you can see them like working candy and making the candy right there.
And right down from it is the pierogi place, which is so good. Yes. And it's tiny too, and there will be a line, but it is worth the wait.
That is. So there's all of these areas down there, and there's even one. It's a little bit hidden, so a lot of tourists do miss it, but the Oriental Mart. The Oriental Mart, excuse me. It's a Filipino kind of place where it's like inside of a store. So you have to go in and it's like inside the inside of a store, but it's a great spot to grab some food. And a lot of these areas are very small. So like you might have to eat standing up.
Standing room only. Yeah.
Or like they just put the little ledges against the wall and you're just going to stand up and eat. And that's okay because the food is worth it. There were a few places
like that we just stood in front of a counter and ate and then got out of the way for somebody else to eat.
There's a place called Limited Edition Sushi. Now, this one is higher end if you like sushi. This is, of course, away from Pike Place, but it's James Beard and all of this, and it is amazing. I think they had a food reviewer a couple of years ago that went to Limited Edition Sushi, and his review went viral because he said it made me cry. The food was so good, and I don't know if you'll have an emotional moment, but won't you? I often do with it when it comes to really good food. Food is emotional
for some people.
So
yes.
Limited Edition Sushi is a great place if you make a reservation well in advance. But the Pho Bok Soup Shop.
Okay.
It's now they have one right next door. The daughters have taken over. This is like a generational family restaurant, and I think it's called The Boat. And I might be mistaken. No, I think it's called The Boat. But Vietnamese flavors.
Like pho? Pho? How do you say it?
Pho.
Pho? Okay. Obviously, I don't know how to say it, but I like it and I will eat it. So
I can't with you. You're still thinking about the chocolate.
Of course.
Another great spot that's also pretty popular is Lark. It's more farm to table, has a seasonal menu atmosphere. So if you want something or I'm always sad for my daughter because she has a shellfish allergy, so she can't go to a lot of these places. So we always try to find something that is not seafood heavy, which ask us about our trip to Tokyo at any time. They'll tell you
that was a hard one.
We just starved her for 11 days. But there are so many like Communion restaurant and bar, which is like soul food and Pacific Northwest cuisine fused together, which doesn't that just sound awesome off the top of your head?
The thing I noticed about food in the Seattle area is it seems very healthy. I wasn't expecting that, I guess, when we went there, but a lot of seafood, a lot of vegetables, a lot of things that when you are thinking about eating healthy, like these are the things that you're supposed to eat, but it was good. It wasn't like you're struggling to make yourself eat this healthy food. It's really good, healthy food.
There you go.
Except that, donuts and chocolate.
And giant octopuses and everything else. Thank you so much for your time. We're going to have more on unscaledtravelshow.com. Please check us out and our YouTube channel. Do that too. All right. Thanks for sticking around. We appreciate it. We will see you guys next time. It's the Unscaled Travel Show.